Good morning, Long Beach. It's Jerlene. I'm live. Okay, I am not very lively. I was struggling to get out this morning. What time is it? It's 6:37. I did get out a bit earlier, but I didn't venture very far. So it is day number 9 on my walk on the West Side, having a conversation with folks, talking about the West Side. The city of Long Beach West Side promise is a lie. It's not even a broken promise. It's a promise to developers. So I am on, again, we talk about the boundary of the West Side. It is everything that is west of the 710 freeway. So I walked over the 710 freeway earlier this week to demonstrate to people how challenging that is. Right now, I'm actually on the block. I believe this is Fashion Street. I think it's Fashion, right? Fashion. The last street that butts up. Well, no, it's not the last street. I think there may be another street. But this street butts up against the back of the 710 freeway. So I wanted to show you all this. So there's actually a mural over here that is, I guess at one time was representative of the community. According to this mural project happened in 1996. It was Madres Unidas. There used to be a very active group over here on the Lower West Side, part of the Neighborhood Improvement Strategy Group. That was actually a group that I was involved with a very long time ago. This was sponsored by the Department of Community Development, Training and Employment Division, Neighborhood Services Bureau, which I don't believe exists anymore, Department of Parks and Recreation. So again, I'm continuing my conversation and my walk. I mean, as you can see, this has not been taken care of at all. One thing that's surprising, it doesn't really have any graffiti. It looks like there was some graffiti there. Looked like someone has dropped their garbage there. Uh, Interesting that in that picture there's a helicopter. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever actually taken the time to look at this. But look at the barbed wire fence. Look how actually it is like a roll of film, and then it turns into like a barbed wire fence. There's a helicopter. You see someone with a bandana. Justice, liberty, familia. Look at that. That's the key, right? People walking up to up a ladder to go into a keyhole. What does that say? People are the key. Damn, y'all, this is deep. I have never actually stopped to pay attention, like really look at it. Unity. I live about a 2-block walk from here. The reason I chose this part of the area, like I said, I'm a little wore out today. I'm moving a little bit slow, so I didn't want to venture too far from home. But one thing that people make, let's see, there are so many people in our city who are in roles of leadership who are not homegrown, right? So although I have lived in other places in Long Beach, I lived with my grandparents for a bit in Arkansas, which I think was it was a great thing for me to do. Moved to another neighborhood in Long Beach for about 7 years. I lived on campus in college, but pretty much I'm grounded here in Long Beach. I'm grounded here on the West Side. And, this actually, when my family moved here, this is the building that we lived in right here. I'm trying not to get this person right here. This is the building that we lived in. One of my pictures, one of the only pictures that I actually own of my mother. I live with my dad and my stepmother, and I actually lived in this building with my dad and my stepmother at the time. My stepmother was my dad's girlfriend. But one of the only pictures that I actually have of my mother was taken right here on these steps. So it's a picture of myself. Ooh, y'all. If I find that picture, I was a little motley thing. I was straight up motley. So when we talk about people that are from Long Beach, I'm from Long Beach. This was my original home in Long Beach on the West Side. And like I said, right now, I am up against the 710 freeway. The backyard to these people that live here. Oh, this is such a cute and darling house. Oh my God, this is beautiful. So I'm just going to kind of do like this. Wow, that's beautiful. But their backyards basically butt up against the 710 freeway. So again, the conversation has been about the West Side Promise is a lie. One of the things that they had talked about in the West Side Promise was climate resiliency. Although that is a very important topic as we move into the future of this world, one of the major issues on the west side of Long Beach is environment. um, and environment and about how our environment is impacted by pollutions and toxins. And anyone that lives here near the 710 freeway or anywhere there is large truck traffic. Oh wow! Now I've walked down this quite a bit, y'all, but I just found a jewel. So, but anyway, but anyone that environment is a big issue, especially if we live anywhere near the 710 freeway, truck traffic. There's a lot of soot, air quality issues. When I walked over the freeway the other day, I had to put on a mask because the debris and stuff that was flying up was so heavy. But check this out. I did not know this was here. Paseo de las Mariposas, Pathway of the Butterflies. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Let me do this. Okay, screen's gonna yell at me. It's not gonna let me do that. I will definitely have to walk past here again. That is new to me. Oh, look at this. This is just art here on the west side. I think I have seen this before. I know this building. I actually walked over when I was campaigning for school board. I know I walked this block and I actually walked into this building that's over here to see the construction crews and to see what they were doing when they were doing the renovations. But check this out. This is art in the alley, and this is a pretty darn clean alley. Yes, I'm walking down the alley, y'all. Okay, so look, I wonder. So this is the empty space that leads to. Oh wow, I didn't know this was back here. Okay, so I am discovering stuff. See, that's what happens when you're on your feet, y'all. And look, at the end of the alley, there's another mural. When you're driving or you're moving so quickly, there are things that you will miss. So I'm actually wondering about this piece of land right here. If anybody knows anything about this piece of land, please let me know. Who does it belong to? It looks like at one time it was accessible. Um, yes, it is right on the back side of the freeway. So again, it's day 9, continuing the walk, continue the conversation. Uh, and I stumbled upon some jewels this morning. Look at that. The pathway of the butterflies. I did not even know this was here. Art on both sides of the alley. This right here is more permanent. You can tell look at this. Look at this. I am in awe. Okay, I'm glad I chose a walk. Okay, so yeah, fashion the 19th. I'm gonna walk up. I'm actually just gonna walk up to my street and then head back home. But I wanted to at least keep up with the momentum of doing the walks. Thank you for folks who've been walking with me virtually. I really love for some folks to actually go, hey, cousin Sharon. Okay, so cousin, I'm on Fashion Street. Do you remember when we lived on Fashion Street? My daddy used to live there. I actually think my aunt Faye lived on Fashion Street too. I think there was a few of us that actually lived on Fashion Street. So I have actually a picture. I think your dad is in one of the pictures from us being on Fashion Street. I'm gonna have to find that. So anyway, I'm continuing my walk. Like I said, didn't walk as far today. Energy level a little bit low, but definitely wanted to keep up with the momentum. Not as much poop this morning on my walk, but I had quite a bit of sidewalk graffiti. And again, these are things that people would not see if they do not walk. Things that people have normalized as being acceptable in our community. Here's another alley. I'm not going to walk down that one. Although now I am curious to see if there's other lots that are back up against the freeway. But there is one more street, I think, once you go down a block, I think it becomes Gale. I will have to save that adventure for another day. So I'm literally, this is the street I live on. So I'm going to head back from the direction of my home, which is about 2.5, 3 blocks from where I am right now. Just wanted to make sure that I'm out here walking the west side. West side promise is a lie. It's not even a broken promise. It's a promise to developers. No matter what people say, what the ladies say, the west side is not glamorous and it's industrial. That's a lie. There are property owners, homeowners, renters, families, elders, children, business owners, you name it, that lives in my community, and we deserve to be acknowledged and respected as so. We are not anybody's project. We are not anybody's initiative. If the city is going to talk about doing something for us, and they actually need to do something for us. So that's it, people. I'll catch y'all later. Again, if you're watching, please comment, ask a question, hit the like button. Let me know that you've been here. You don't like it, say you don't like it. You think I sound like a nitwit, say that, but engage with me. Wow, what is that? It's a grapefruit tree. Okay, y'all. I like grapefruits. I've never seen a grapefruit tree before. Gang graffiti. So that is a normal sighting over here. Oh, so update. So the video that I did on the first video, I showed some of the graffiti. I want you guys to know that sections of that graffiti was cleaned up. Sections specifically on my street, the curb, the graffiti on the curb cuts was cleaned up. Interesting, the graffiti on the curb cuts, one block behind me, was not cleaned up. I don't know. The city, again, if they don't get out their cars and they don't walk, shit, they ain't gonna know what they need to do. But anyway, I am a few blocks from home. I'll catch y'all later. Uh-oh, how do I stop this?